Welcome to Take 5 with Automation World. I'm David Greenfield, Director of Content, and in this episode, we'll be looking at how the pandemic has affected industrial companies' use of cloud and edge computing. Now, for reference's sake, the data we're comparing here comes from two different surveys of Automation World readers, one done in 2019 and the other conducted during this past summer of 2021. So, comparing the results from these surveys, it gives us a pretty good glimpse of the before and during pandemic effects on these technologies. So let's look at some of the data. According to our 2021 survey, 62% of companies are currently using cloud technologies as part of their digital transformation roadmaps. And this represents a significant bump over the 51% that said this in 2019. Now, adoption of edge and fog computing technologies also increased during the same period, with the 2021 survey showing edge computing deployments jumping to 55% of respondents compared to just 43% in 2019. And fog computing, which is a cluster of edge computing resources that can create a small cloud-like computing infrastructure on-site, increased from 20% in 2019 to 25% in 2021. And while our survey showed that the global pandemic was not a major factor in the increased use of edge computing, it was a significant driver behind the increased use of fog computing, primarily to accommodate remote management applications. And likewise, 25% of manufacturers in the survey said they stepped up their use of cloud technologies during the pandemic to deliver real-time remote monitoring capabilities when they had to limit the number of workers that were physically allowed on site. Now, our survey also found use of edge computing for data analysis applications grew by 11 points to 63% in 2021. And edge applications related to capacity or overall equipment effectiveness, which is often referred to as OEE, were cited by more than 60% of respondents to this year's survey, compared to only 20% in 2019. In our study, manufacturers reported several benefits associated with cloud, edge, and fog technologies. For example, cloud computing was cited for improvements to profitability by 50% of respondents, while edge and fog computing were more closely associated with boosting production output, as noted by 54% and 38% of respondents respectively. And taking a quick look at some real-world applications of these technologies during the pandemic shows us, for example, that Core Technology Molding Corporation, a manufacturer of highly engineered plastic products and tooling designs, says its investment in the cloud-based Delmia Works ERP system, which features a real-time process monitoring capability, was critical to its ability to keep operations running when employees routinely had to work from home. And Jeff Foster, Core Technology CEO and President, said, "The cloud enabled our work to go on seamlessly, and we produced just as many parts and got new customers because of those capabilities." He said this set the company apart from competitors and helped them triple their business in the past year. Meanwhile, automation technology supplier Emerson said its customers ramped up investments in the use of sensors combined with edge gateways to augment manual inspections with data and analytics to measure equipment health and reliability. Peter Zornio, Chief Technology Officer at Emerson, said, "Previously, people had been looking into automating some manual inspection with sensors and edge gateways, but they often held back because they thought it was too expensive. But suddenly, without enough people on site to do these inspections, the technology presented them with a way to move forward." And Siemens also reported an acceleration of projects across both edge and cloud platforms. Bernd Raytel, Director of Product Marketing and Deployment of New Technologies at Siemens Factory Automation, said they've been seeing customers leverage edge computing and cloud simulation technologies to do virtual commissioning of machines before they're built and deployed in the field. And it's also helping machine builders remotely monitor equipment and send guidance to operators. And Litmus, an edge-to-cloud industrial Internet of Things platform supplier, says its customers are using edge technology to create key performance indicators for machine operators and plant floor managers to monitor asset utilization and OEE. Their customers are also using edge technology to create rules-based alerts to indicate machine downtime. So I hope you enjoyed this Take 5 with Automation World episode, and please keep watching this space for new episodes to help keep you on top of what's happening in the world of industrial automation.